Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to be putting together week 14 in my 2021 Project Life album. For this week, I decided to use the Ali Edwards 2017 digital Stories by the Month kit from April, which I will be sure to add in the description box down below in case you also would like to use this same kit. One of the things I decided to do early on when I was planning out this spread over on my computer, which is generally what I do before I come over to the desk here, is I decided to go really photo heavy this week because we just had a lot happening and had a lot of really awesome photo opportunities. So I wanted to include as many of those photos as I could, but I also wanted to include the story as well. So what I did is I used the same journaling card 4 times in order to create a little bit of repetition. So I used this one that says, loving things I love about April. And I used that as my jumping off point for my journaling. So I say things like, I am loving that the weather is warming up. I am loving being able to take the kids outside more. I am loving our spring virtual art class, and so on and so on. And that is how I filled out all 4 of those journaling cards. That gave me an opportunity to talk about a variety of different aspects in regards to the photos that I picked this week, but also let me be a little bit brief so I could include more of the details about the different things, but less, of a bulk. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I just was able to be more concise is what I'm trying to say, so that I could include more stories, even though those stories are a little bit shorter. So what I have left to do today for this spread is to add my date stamping to my title card, which I'm using this Gather Together card. I trimmed it down from a 6x4 to a 3x4, so it will fit in the top up here. And then I also have some embellishments that I have pulled out to add onto this spread. So, I usually like to just pick 2 or 3 things to add in a variety of places in order to create some cohesion. I have pulled out 2 sets of Puffy Heart stickers. I'm leaning towards these bigger ones just because I like the way that the colors go with the photos and the cards. And I also have these smaller ones that were from the quarterly scrapbooking collection. These, I believe, were an add-on to the Friends story kit from Ali Edwards, and I'm going to go ahead and go with those instead of the little ones. I have an older label sticker sheet. This one's from Kelly Perky, and I liked this pink one right here, so that's what I'm going to use in my title card. And then I've also pulled out 3 sheets of tiny phrase stickers. So I have a light gray, I have this peachy pink color, and then I have a navy-ish blue. The blue one came from the Connect kit. This one was from, let me see if it's got a month on it. It was definitely a Stories by the Month and from the spring, because there's a lot of spring words on there. So that's very pertinent to this week. And then the peachy one was from the Kylie in Kentucky Week in the Life kit from last year. So that is what I've got to work with. I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward just because it probably will take me a little bit of time to read through these various stickers to find ones that I like the best. And I don't need this video to go forever because of me reading. So I will speed you guys up and make those decisions. And then once I have everything embellished and stamped and done, we'll slow back down in order to finish the video. So let's go ahead and dive in. To get started on this spread, the first thing I'm going to do is put together my title card. So I pulled over the label stickers that I had set to the side, and I'm going to add my date stamping using the Stays On black ink into the pink label there. I chose to use Stays On this time because these labels are a little bit slicker than some of the other ones that I use. And even though I use Stays On, it still slips a little bit, which turns out fine. It looks totally fine, but just as an FYI, if you are using any of these older labels or you have any in your stash or received them from somebody, just keep in mind that they are pretty slick. So you definitely want to use a stickier ink, kind of like the Stays On ink. So once I had that done, I went ahead, pulled it off the sheet there, and then stuck it into the middle of the pattern card. That is one of my favorite ways to create my own title card, is just to stick a label in the center of a pattern card and call that good. So the rest of the spread is going to be fairly easy. I'm just going to add one of these puffy heart stickers to just about every other photo. I'm trying to keep them sparse. Like, I don't want to embellish every single photo, so I figure by doing half of them, it gets me a look that I like. So I'm going to add a heart to half of the photos and then also onto my title card. And then on top of those puffy hearts, I'm going to add some tiny phrase stickers. At first, I thought I might want to use just one color of those tiny phrase stickers I have to the side, but ultimately I decided to use 2 from each of them. So I'll do 2 of the peach, 2 of the blue, and then 2 of the gray on top of the hearts, and then a third gray tiny phrase sticker underneath my date stamping on my title card. So it will help to pull everything together. And that is pretty much all that I'm going to do on this spread, keeping it super simple this week. In terms of the photos and the stories that I am documenting, the top 2 photos of the kids, so they both have a crown on in those photos, those I took after our Thursday virtual art class. So we participate in a virtual class for art every Thursday, and this week they created these awesome crowns. I forget who the artist was this week. I wish I would have written that down, but I didn't. But the kids super loved that particular project. Underneath that, I just have some photos from playing outside with the kids. We had some awesome weather this week and got out there and just had a ball playing, which was really nice after such a hard week the previous week. So this week was a million times better. Under that, I've got a couple of photos of our family. So one of us in a tent that we made, and one of Jonah and I laying down in his bed, and he was just being super cute. And then all of the photos from the right side of this spread were all taken on Saturday when we went to go and visit my husband's grandparents. So it's the first time we had seen them in maybe half a year because of COVID. Normally we would see them at least once a month, but we've been especially careful for them lately just because they're elderly. So it was really nice to see them. I took a ton of photos from when we were hanging out, and that's ultimately why I decided to go photo heavy, is because I just loved including all of their faces this week. His uncle and aunt also stopped by, so I've got some pictures of the kids playing with him. Uncle Mito, he's there in the middle. And then down at the bottom, I snagged a picture of my husband's grandfather. We call him Papa. Papa and Jonah went for a walk it was just lightly raining, and Jonah really wanted to be outside. So Papa offered to take him out and take him on a little bit of a walk down the street. And I snagged a picture of the 2 of them. And then I also brought with me a couple of my story albums to share with the grandparents. So I have a picture of Tita, my husband's grandmother, and my husband's dad, so my father-in-law, reading one of the storybooks together, which just made me so incredibly happy that I brought them with us this time. All right, friends, so that is going to do it for this one. I am choosing to keep this pretty simple and plain because I feel like if I add too much embellishing to this spread, it's going to just overcomplicate it. It's going to overwhelm the eye and detract from the photos themselves. I feel like the photos are so good this week. Just personally, I love them, that I don't really want to cover a ton of them up with all of the little things. So I'm just going to leave most of them unembellished, and then the ones with just the heart and the tiny phrase sticker, and that is good enough for me. So, you know, maybe that's just an encouragement to you that if you have a week with a bunch of good photos, or, you know, maybe you just don't feel like adding a whole bunch of stuff to your spread, that's okay. Simplicity is okay, just like maximalism is okay too. Like, both of them have a place in scrapbooking, I believe, and really you just have to do whatever feels right to you. So for me today, this is what felt right, and I super love this spread. I am very glad that I decided to just print a whole bunch of photos, because having all of these on here definitely makes me feel very happy. All right, friends, so that is going to do it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the future content I have coming your way. I will be back here tomorrow night, that is Thursday, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, working on some stories live. So if you would like to come and join me, I would love to have you to hang out and chat while I get some stories told. And then on Friday, I will also have a Story Kit Crush project coming your way as well. So keep an eye out for that. All right, so that will be that. Until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye, friends.